Welcome to Yeshua Kids Garden.
So I would like to state that I think the major economic factor that I believe is responsible for the high rate of unemployment within the country is the government's negligence to develop the non-oil sector, which basically means that they have overdependent, they have placed all of their focus on the oil sector, which is the major source of revenue for the country and foreign exchange.
Nigeria faces a very high level of unemployment, underemployment, inflation, and dependence on oil, weak infrastructure, and insecurity. This host of problems discourage investment and reduce job opportunity. What I'm trying to say here is that we have so much underemployment, inflation is on the rise, making it difficult for businesses to even function. The overdependence on oil is another problem, which has given strain into the Nigerian economy. Weak infrastructure is another big problem, which is really affecting the industries.
Hello and welcome to YKG Contest, and today we have two new contestants, and as is the protocol on this program, we're going to allow the contestants to kindly introduce yourselves. So I would say we have one contestant who has been with us previously, so please can we start with your introduction, sir?
My name is Wale Ayodele. I'm a business consultant from Ibadan.
Okay, so thank you very much. Nice to meet you. And can we also have your introduction, sir?
Yeah, my name is Goodluck Briggs. I am a sales representative.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much for being present today. So you have been thoroughly briefed on the rules, and obviously you've been given a list of questions to prepare beforehand. So just to introduce the team to the audience, so what we're going to be discussing or debating today precisely is more so what should be Nigeria's strategy for economic development and job creation. Okay, so to start with, just before we commence, I would like to let you know that we have a time. We have a timing for each introduction, and we're going to ask that you respect that time. Okay, so for your opening statements, you're gonna have a total time of 4 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to start with Mr. Amole Ayodele. Please, can you give us your opening statement?
Okay, good day, and I'm happy to be here today to discuss the very important question at hand today. So we start. Thank you.
Okay, so is that your opening statement?
Yes.
I think you will have to do more than that because you have to basically state your position and obviously advance your point with your opening statement. So if you like,
okay,
I could just exceptionally reset the time for you to give you an opportunity again to take that again. Okay. So
Okay, the opening statement of the mother question.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So you state your position, and I will just reset that real quick. So I will take the question one more time and give you an opportunity to respond. Okay. All right. So the question is, what should be Nigeria's strategy for economic development and job creation? That's our topic for the day, and you will be starting, Mr. Amole, with the opening statement. For this, you have 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Nigeria's strategy towards economic development and job creation should be geared towards the youth population and also the small businesses. We must encourage the youth population to become entrepreneurs and also put in line policies that can actually improve the industries of these small businesses, because that is the only way we can drive homegrown development. That is the only way. And through encouraging youth participation in small businesses in all industries, that way job creation would just be a chain reaction to that effect. So that is my opening statement. Thank you.
Okay, so you have a whole 3 minutes. Would that be all, or you have more to say on that? Otherwise, I will move to Mr. Briggs. Yeah?
Yeah, please move on to him.
All right, perfect. All right, so I'm going to stop your timer. So, Mr. Briggs, you have, as Mr. Ayodele, you have 4 minutes to respond or to give your opening statement stating your position on the subject. Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. So I would like to start by saying that Nigeria is a country of about 200 million population, with about 56 to 60% of it being the youth. When I say youth, we have about that should be people in the category between 22 to 40 years old. So large percentage of that population is unemployed, and this is largely due to negligence from the government in terms of policies, in terms of creating enabling environments, in terms of giving businesses the room to thrive. And the major factor why this falls on the government is because of bureaucratic processes in civil service, corruption, nepotism, and just to mention a few other factors. Now, when you have a youthful population that is unemployed, it results in insecurity, social vices, crime, and then it becomes an overbearing issue for your security forces. So when your security forces are overwhelmed, that's when you start having issues like the Benue crisis we're having today, because security forces cannot intervene as they are very stretched with issues of Boko Haram up north, and then the communal clashes in the north central. So basically, what I'm just trying to say is that the government has neglected the real issue, which is to create an enabling environment for the youths to be gainfully employed in the country, and that is why unemployment is high, and which is also resulting in a high crime rates in the country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that opening statement. So I'm just going to stop your timer real quick. So basically, that's the first part of the debate. The second part, we're going to be moving to the moderator questions. So these questions have been given to you to prepare well beforehand. And so the first question I have on this note, I will be selecting who will be speaking first for each of these questions. Okay, so the next question, or we say, first question for the moderator questions is, what are the main economic and job creation challenges currently facing Nigeria? And for this question, Mr. Ayodele, I would like for you to respond. And to respond, you have a total of 2 minutes. Remember, you have to respect the time to avoid penalties. All right, your time starts now, Mr. Ayodele.
Okay. Nigeria faces a very high level of unemployment, underemployment, inflation, and dependence on oil, weak infrastructure, and insecurity. This host of problems discourage investment and reduce job opportunity. What I'm trying to say here is that we have so much underemployment. Inflation is on the rise, making it difficult for businesses to even function. The overdependence on oil is another problem, which has given strain into the Nigerian economy. Weak infrastructure is another big problem, which is really affecting the industries. This industry cannot support, these weak infrastructures cannot support this industry to scale. So this really is discouraging investments. And insecurity is the mother of it all. People are not able to really do anything meaningful because their lives are not secure, their money is not secure, and also their investment is not secure. With this, I'll say I have been able to highlight the main problems causing economic and job creation challenges in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much. You're well within the time. All right, so Mr. Briggs, the same question goes to you. Would you like me to take it again?
No, that's fine. I got the question.
Perfect. All right, so your time starts now.
So I would like to state that I think the major economic factor that I believe is responsible for the high rate of unemployment within the country is the government's negligence to develop the non-oil sector, which basically means that they have overdependent, they have placed all of their focus on the oil sector, which is the major source of revenue for the country and foreign exchange. However, if you look at the topography of Nigeria, you would see that Nigeria has arable land that could be developed for agricultural purposes. We already have a very healthy cattle rearing nomadic lifestyle for the northerners that move their cattle. So if government decides decides to invest in agriculture, it would almost rival revenue that they make from the oil sector. If you also look at other countries that discovered oil at the same time that we did, people like the UAE, you would see that they've also shifted their dependence from oil to tourism. So overdependence on oil without developing non-oil sector, tourism that they failed to develop, and insecurity that they have failed to address. These are the issues that are affecting job creation in Nigeria, as well as a weak legislative arm that does not pass the right policies to implement job creation and create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much. You have both responded wonderfully. I'm just going to stop your timer, and of course, we're going to be moving to the next question. The next question is, why is economic diversification important for Nigeria, and which sectors show the most promise for growth and employment? So for this, Mr. Briggs, you'll be going first. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, so thank you very much. The sector that has shown the most promise, I would say, is the digital economy sector, which comprises of social media and creative media such as Nollywood and our content creators. So I believe that this is, give or take, about a $1 billion industry that the government can, create an enabling environment for. Would go a long way in growing our GDP and contributing hugely to our tax base. Also, because of our population, agriculture is also another sector that that has huge potentials. If agriculture can be modernized and mechanized, we could move from an importing country to an exporting country, as well as meet local consumption. Now, part of the reason why inflation is high is because of insecurity, which leads to food inflation. So most of the inflation that we're experiencing in the country is also food inflation. Now, the insecurity in the country prevents farmers from going to their farms because some of them are killed on the farms, and a lot of produce are destroyed by cattle, so they do not end up going to the market. So this creates an artificial scarcity and then increases price. So I believe that if the government can focus on developing the digital sector and agriculture, those are the two areas that could create a lot of employment for Nigerian youths.
All right, so thank you very much. Awesome response. Mr. Ayodele, so I think you are next, all right? So would you like me to take the question again?
No, it's fine.
All right, perfect.
The economic diversification is important for Nigeria. Very, very important. But now to look at the important sectors that show promising is agriculture, tech, renewable energy, manufacturing, and the creative industry. You see, those industry is very unique to Nigeria because of the youth population. The youth population and the large arable land available in Nigeria. We have an advantage. If the government can promote these industries properly and invest in them, I'm sure that the diversification of Nigeria would seem like a very easy task, even though there are intricacies that are stopping this industry from flying. For instance, agriculture. The main issue with agriculture is insecurity and updated knowledge. That is probably one of the biggest issues the government have to really tackle. Because insecurity cuts across board. Insecurity stops development anywhere because wherever is lacking in peace, we're lacking development. Nobody throws money where there's chaos. So I would mention all over again, the promising industries are agriculture, tech, renewable energy, manufacturing, and the creative industry. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm just going to stop your timer, and we're going to be moving on to the next question. So definitely, these are important topics, which brings us to the next. So the next question is, what specific policy reforms should the government prioritize to stimulate economic growth and create jobs? Okay, for this, Mr. Ayodele, you'll be responding first. Your time starts now.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like, I'm gonna next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location where you dare, so my manana distress sales, my manana distress sales.net, distress sales.net, distress sales.net, distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Let me go check out this website, man.
Okay, powerful reforms have actually been happening in the country already, but I would like to emphasize on areas where reform would really be needed in order to stimulate economic growth and create jobs. First is power supply. There is no way we can have development if we do not tackle the power issue in the country. We need to excessively tackle that because for a country to provide power to over 200 million people is not an easy task for a country that is not updated in the state-of-art knowledge in technology. But it's something we must reform. We must reform this industry so that we'll be able to catch up. That's one. Two, tax. Luckily, the president signed a new tax reform yesterday, so I think that is in the right light. We need to reform our taxation laws so that the government can easily track and encourage those paying taxes in the country. So the ideology, the sense around paying tax would actually reform into something that can develop the country. Now, another important area is the regulatory efficiency of the country. In each industry, Nigerians lack maintenance culture, maintaining the standard of things. The government has to put in place a sector where regulation of the standard of product will be at the Nigerian state-of-art level. That way, we can easily maintain the standard of things in Nigeria, and we can easily be counted among those that can export things around the world, knowing that we have put excellence at the back of our mind. And that thing part is corruption, also access to finances, to small businesses, and investment in infrastructure and education. Thank you very much.
Perfect, and just in time. Okay, so next, the same question goes to you, Mr. Briggs. Would you like me to take it again, or it's okay?
It's okay.
All right, so go ahead. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so for in terms of policy, I think that look at the state of the economy today as it is. There are two major factors that prevent investors from coming in to invest in Nigeria. And the two major factors are corruption and insecurity. And now these two are linked, heavily linked, as a matter of fact. So if any serious government is willing to address the issues of Nigeria, create enabling environments for businesses to thrive, and investments to yield positive returns, they should declare a state of emergency on security across the country, especially in the north, where we have arable land for agriculture and domestic animal rearing. It has been really troubling for the country. The news about the insecurity, kidnappings, killings on Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, it has tarnished the image of the country. It has put fears in the minds of investors, and capital flight is happening because even the ones in the country that have been kidnapped once or twice have taken their monies and left the country to invest in other countries that are more favorable. Then also corruption. Now, corruption is a big deal because it has eaten deep into the fabric of the country. But the major thing that government can do is to start weeding out the corrupt elements among them in government. So when you start from the civil service down to the legislature and the executive, as well as the judiciary, so that the common man can feel that they can receive justice, then we can have a solid country. Thank you.
Perfect. Just in time. Okay, good. So, thank you so much. So we'll be moving over to the next question. And the question is, how can Nigeria improve its business environment to attract both domestic and foreign investment? So, Mr. Briggs, I would like to start with you on this one. So you have 2 minutes to respond.
So in terms of improvement, you need to invest in security, which is a very major aspect for investments to come into your country. Your investors need to feel safe. They need to be able to, come in, bring in their funds, develop a prototype that's either a business or a product that is going to, improve lives in your country. So it is only someone that feels safe that will be able to work creatively and be at their best. So that is one of the things that needs to be addressed. And the issue of power supply is very, very important too, because it affects bottom line. So I know a lot of companies that are diversifying or removing themselves from the national grid just to, connect to solar because of the high cost of diesel and the erratic power supply from the national grid. So these two issues are the major issues that should be addressed. Once you can handle security and then you can fix power supply, your investors will come in, they feel safe, they will invest, and then their investments will yield return because there's no investor that would want to bring in their funds and when they know they're not going to make profit or get a better return on investment. So once these two issues are addressed, I believe that every other thing would fall in place. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I'm just going to stop the timer real quick. So, Mr. Ayodele, the same question goes to you. Would you like me to take it again, or you got the question?
No, it's fine.
All right,
It's fine.
Let me start your timer, and your time starts now.
Okay. One of the most important things that the Nigerian government must do to attract domestic and foreign investment, the first thing is to enhance policy consistency. That alone kills the confidence of investors. When you change your policy today, you change it to another thing tomorrow, another thing when another government comes in. When there is no consistency in policy, foreign investors tend to lose confidence and they run away. Another thing is to enhance legal protection, because when countries know that if we bring our money here and something happens, the legal structure of the country is not enough to provide protection to their money, nobody will drop their money. Ease to business registration, I think that is very important too. Another thing is to provide infrastructure and tackle insecurity. We can't say that enough. Insecurity. Nobody will leave their own safe country to come down to Nigeria if they don't feel safe enough. They are not safe with their lives. They are not safe for their money, and their investment does not look like it's safe. We need to put those things in place, try and build up our legal proceedings, provide infrastructure, consistency in policy, and also ease of business registration. Those things boost investors' confidence, and that is exactly what the Nigerian government should be looking to do.
Okay, so would that be all?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. So we're going to be moving on to the fifth question of the day. And I'm going to be starting with you, Mr. Ayodele. So the question is, what role should the private sector play in driving economic development and job creation? Your time starts now. Excuse me.
Okay, the role the private sector must play must be innovation, investment, and employment. Innovation in the sense that the private sector should be the one to take the lead in innovation, trying to create innovative solutions to the environmental problems of each industry. They should be able to lend in investment because that's the only way that it can go. But also employment. The private sector employs a very large audience if put together as a whole. So the government must be able to enable these through policies, the private-public partnership programs, and also reduce the red tapes, reduce the bureaucracy of every industry. That way, we can encourage the private industry to play their role in developing the country. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you very much as well. So this same question goes to you, Mr. Briggs. And as usual, I'll have to ask you, do I take it again or it's good?
Yeah, kindly take it again, please.
Okay, so the question is, what role should the private sector play in driving economic development and job creation? So you have 2 minutes.
Okay, so thank you for the question. So to the private sector, these are the few roles that they can contribute to driving a positive economy within the country. First of all, they have to be law-abiding. There are laws and regulations within the country which are meant to create a safe environment for everyone and everybody included. No one is excluded. So being a law-abiding citizen helps in creating an enabling environment. Secondly, tax-paying citizens. So a lot of citizens evade tax. So in evading taxes, you short the government of the necessary revenue to carry out capital expenditure, thereby leading to borrowing. So, and the borrowing affects our country's position in terms of the valuation of our currency and economic pressure, which comes from loss of revenue in interest payment to loans that were not necessarily supposed to be taken. And thirdly, it's private sector can come in with investments in areas that the government has duly regulated that can create employment. So there are so many regulated sectors of the economy that private people can come in, invest. They will be duly regulated. One of those major sectors is the banking and finance sectors. So it is highly regulated by CBN. So private sector can come in, take loans or take borrow funds, invest in that sector, expand the economy, and grow our GDP. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So the next question is, which we'll be moving to, would be, how can Nigeria address the skills gap and improve human capital to support a modern economy? So this question goes to you, Mr. Briggs. You will be starting first.
Okay, thank you. So one of the major ways to address skill gap is to tailor our education to be more skill-based training than knowledge-based training. So basically, they could create a lot of vocational centers that would focus more on skill acquisition. I know that some of these things are already in places in some states, but the federal government needs to do more and create awareness, as well as make the certifications from these centers to be acceptable across board, so these people can gain employment in reputable companies as well, so it becomes attractive. So, because at the end of the day, you find out that the more graduates that we churn out from universities into the working sector, find out that you still have to train a lot of them on knowledge-based skills, on skill-based knowledge, which is more in line with the job that they are supposed to do. So if this has started from their, let's say, tertiary institution, they would have gained the necessary skills to become specialists even before they step into employment. So I think that tailoring our educational system to be more of skill-based than knowledge-based is one of the ways to address the human capital deficiency within the country. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Briggs. Mr. Yodele, you'll be going next. Would you like me to take the question again?
No, it's fine.
All right, so your time starts now.
The Nigerian government needs to prioritize investment in vocational training, digital literacy, then partnership between industries and academias, which means that, like, for instance, the federal institutions of Nigeria and the manufacturing sectors of Nigeria should be kind of collaborating in order to share knowledge and also on-job skills that can be used, because normally our universities are only, like he said, knowledge-based. Most of the time, we are always needed to be trained in line with every industry that you go into, which undervalues the education that has been given in the first place. So we need to invest in vocational training, STEM education, digital training, partnership between industries, and market-driven skills. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you very much. Next question, we're going to take, I would say, a final question, and afterwards, we're going to take a short break and allow for an advert placement, our sponsor's advert to be precise, and then we're going to you're going to connect after 2 minutes. Okay, so we have one question left, and then this will be what will ensue. All right, so just before that point, the next question I have for you, which Mr. Ayodele, you'll be responding to, is what strategies can be used to ensure that economic growth benefits all regions and segments of society, thus reducing inequality? All right, so your time starts now, Mr. Ayodele.
Okay. Please, can you retake the question? I didn't hear you.
Definitely. So let me just stop your timer real quick. Okay, so the question is, what strategies can be used to ensure that economic growth benefits all regions and segments of society, thus reducing inequality?
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm go the next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money, they do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Let me go check out this website, man.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
so
thank
time
you.
starts
Thank
now.
you. Okay. We need to promote inclusive policies. That means policies that are inclusive, that will include all regions. Improve agricultural infrastructure like roads. Road is very important to agriculture. Also, the rail system. We need to improve that. Link all the regions together in order to exchange goods and services easily. Support the local industry. Each of the regions have unique resources. So the federal government must support them locally, turning their support to what is really needed on ground. Expand social protection. We cannot be protecting some region more than the other region. We need to provide an inclusive protection for everybody that serves as equal. It should be a standard that is used across the country, not like the police are more strict in this part of the country than the other. Now, we need to ensure the fair revenue collection across board. We cannot be collecting more in Lagos than we are collecting in Zamfara. We need to even things out. So I think with that can help in reducing inequality and promoting all regions and segments of the society. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Briggs, the same question goes to you. Would you like me to take it again?
No, I got you.
All right, so go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would like to state that it has always been thought of mine that for the country to grow, each region has to be allowed to move at their own pace, rather than being stifled or being spoon-fed by the central government. So if, for example, you look at what's happening in the north and then you compare it to what is happening down south, you would see that a lot of state governments in the north expect revenue to come to them from revenue sources like VAT and allocation from crude or excess crude oil accounts and the likes. However, a lot of them do not have a working blueprint for developing the economies of their state. So basically, they are just collecting allocation from the federal government from revenue generated activities down south, and then they just spend the monies on things that do not affect the country. So I believe that once we stop sharing of revenue across board and instead allow states to grow at their own pace and provide revenue to the federal government for security. I believe that states will start looking inwards on how to generate their own revenue, increase internally generated revenue and provide security for their own people. So automatically this would, allow sectors like agriculture and the mineral sector to grow, because now the federal government is paying more attention to the oil sector, whereas these other sectors are staying stifled. However, if regions can be allowed to develop their own resources and generate their own revenue, they will be able to make more money, and then all regions will grow in tandem, and no one will stifle the other. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Just at the nick of time. All right. So, as I said, this moderator section of the questions, or this, I would say this debate is over. The next portion we're going to be moving to is going to be an open debate whereby each question, there will be a question posed, and the other party or the opponent will have to oppose or ask a question, or get clarity, or just find a way to add to what might be missing from the argument placed by the other party. So it's going to be a back and forth in essence. So as we seen in the previous debates, which I shared with you, it's going to be this. It's going to take place in the same fashion. All right. So I would ask you to kindly disconnect, and we're going to take a short break for a short ad from our sponsor, and then we would reconvene in 2 minutes. So you can take a pause now. Thank you.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm gonna next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana. Distress sales. My manana. Distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Maybe go check out this website, man.
Welcome back, and so we're gonna be moving forward. Thank you so much for your time, and we're gonna be moving forward with the next section of the debate. So it's an open section where I'm gonna ask a question to either of the opponents, and the other opponents will be given a chance to contest or supplement in order to justify their own viewpoint on the statements of the previous opponent. Okay, so for that we're going to start now. Okay, so the first question I have, and I'm going to select who's going to start first. So obviously we're going to be starting with Mr. Briggs. Okay, so I'm going to leave this section. You're going to have a total of 7 minutes. I'm going to ask you a question. And so once you responded, Mr. Mole, within that 7 minutes, will be given a chance to respond. And it's going to be a back and forth until the timer is over. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question right now. So the question is, how can Nigeria leverage international trade agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, to boost its economy and create jobs? Okay, so your time starts now. Mr. Briggs, the question is yours. Once you respond, Mr. Amole can feel free to contend at any time.
Okay, thank you very much. One of the major ways that we can tap into such agreements to increase revenue for the country and our visibility within our neighboring countries is to make favorable trade agreements, from a position of strength, not from a position of weakness. So, Nigeria has a population of 200 million people. So it means that our consumption is large. However, we do not match our consumption with local production. So before we can even think about exporting, we also require a lot of goods and services that are usually imported. So whenever we are going into agreements, we are not going into those agreements in terms of favorable, we're not going into those agreements in a favorable position because we have to give just as much as we expect to receive, if not even more, for the things that we need within our country. So when you develop a value-added system, you add value to your raw goods and, you improve services that you can export. You become someone that your neighboring countries that you have disagreements with would require. So once your services are required, you can tend to go into those kind of agreements in a position of strength, not weakness. So in essence, what I'm trying to say is that we need to create a value-added system to our raw materials for our goods, so that we are not just exporting raw materials, we are also giving our finished goods, value-added goods, as well as services. So this is one of the ways that we can tap into the African Trade Agreement.
All right. So, Mr. Ayole, do you have an addition? Do you feel it has a good argument? Do you feel there are any areas in where the argument might be lacking and you can supplement and actually offer a better position?
I think he's spot on what he said about it. I agree with him.
So no additional for the sake of your points. You have any additionals or no? And would that be it?
No.
Okay.
That would be it.
Okay. That's a fair position. Okay. So next question goes to you. So I'm just gonna stop the timer and reset it again. So I'm going to increase the time just per adventure if we need additional time. So, Mr. Ayodele, the next question, and of course, Mr. Briggs, as it was required of Mr. Amole to respond, you also would be you have given an opportunity to respond to that as well, or prefer a better argument. So, Mr. Ayodele, the next question is, what lessons can Nigeria learn from other countries that have successfully transformed their economies and created jobs? Okay, so the time starts now.
We need to focus on long-term planning. That is the important aspect of it. Long-term planning. For instance, if we look at now,
okay,
China is.
Can you start again? I'm just gonna add an extra 30 seconds. So we had a slight glitch there. So can you start again?
Yes. I said we need to focus on long-term planning. Because if we look at China now, for example, China from 50 years ago was a mid-range country, but now China is looking more like a superpower. They had a long-term plan, and they had strong institutions and eager to take their products, their finished products, outside the country.
Okay, so we had a slight interruption. Can you hear us clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So if you can just a quick recap, or just what you said, okay?
Okay, I said we need to focus on long-term planning. Just like China. China tried their best in development, and over the past 50 years, they have moved from just an ordinary country into almost a world power now. China focused on long-term planning, strong institution, export-led industrialization, educational reforms, and consistent implementation of developmental policies. That is the framework we need to follow. We need to stay in there, check where things are working out, where they are not working out, make sure our institutions are strong. That is very, 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 very important. And like I said before, without security, you cannot achieve any planning because everything will be thwarted. We need to look into this so that our developmental policies can remain stable. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Briggs, so as before, you have a time, you have an opportunity to contend, you have an opportunity to supplement or provide a better argument if you feel there are areas that have some loopholes or where Mr. Ayodele's arguments may be lacking. The floor is yours.
Okay, yeah, I agree with him. I would just like to add a few comments to supplement. So yeah, like he said, China was, just a regional power in like 20 years prior to now, but because of long-term goals and objectively pursuing these goals to attain their status, they have now become a superpower, and now they are going around, providing handouts to countries, developing countries, and establishing their domain everywhere. So, I just like I think around 2011, Nigeria also had the Vision 2020 and Make Nigeria Great. Some certain campaigns that we were, setting to at least become one of the top countries or the biggest country by GDP, in Africa. And continuity was not there. New government came in, they scrapped all those things. So it seemed like we went backwards in trying to reset. So we lost a lot of ground. So, continuity is good. Long-term policies that will be objectively followed for it to be achieved are also good. So, yeah, thank you.
All right, so thank you very much. So the next question, which I have, goes to you, Mr. Briggs. And of course, as before, Mr. Ayodele, you'll be given a chance to contest, supplement, or what have you. All right, so next, the question goes, how can Nigeria balance short-term economic stabilization measures with long-term structural reforms for sustainable development? So your time starts now, Mr. Briggs.
Thank you very much for that. Both things can run side by side. You can have long-term goals as well as your short-term economic objectives that needs to be fulfilled. Both of them can run side by side. So first of all, goals have to be smart. They have to be time conscious. They have to be measurable. So a lot of the times, if you observe, you see that our government majorly focuses on infrastructures that are in the white elephant project category because they feel that is how they leave a legacy. But then, what is the benefit of the federal government building a stadium, where the citizens or the masses cannot afford to go to those stadiums to watch games? They flock those stadiums on match days and focus on trying to get in for free. So there are so many other things that those funds could have been channeled into, like affordable healthcare, development of agricultural system, doing mechanized farming, developing our aquaculture, so that we can also become a major, we can also earn a lot of revenue from fishing, so many other things. So as in terms of long term, we also need to stabilize our currency on the long run so that it can become more competitive in the market. We also need to become, at least, if not the biggest country in Africa in terms of GDP because of our population. So these are side by side. While you're pursuing your long-term goals, your short-term goals that affect the lives of the masses directly, such as reducing inflation, bringing down the cost of energy, ensuring that welfare for workers are adequately taken care of, and having a minimum wage that is commensurate with what is happening in the market to better the lives of your masses. These are policies that the government can pursue for the short term so that there's not a lot of pressure on the masses while they're also pursuing long-term goals. Long-term goals would include things like stability, flushing out of terrorists and bandits, unifying our revenue system to reduce borrowing and pay off all foreign debt so that we can remove a lot of foreign influence on our country, and development of the country in ways that majority of the population are gainfully employed. So these are long-term goals, but whatever your short-term goals are, they're supposed to work hand in hand and be in tandem with your long-term goals for you to be able to achieve it. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Amole, that was a long, I would say, breakdown. And did you find any section or any area within his breakdown that you feel that you could supplement, contest, or maybe bring throw in a higher insight on that?
Okay, I would say that on this approach, I would say the current government has been trying in this aspect, in the form of we need to develop a phased approach. First, we must control inflation. We must stabilize the currency while we gradually implement reforms in power, education, taxation, and public efficiency. For me, that's my addition.
Okay. I think he relatively share the same. I was hoping for. Okay, so thank you so much. I don't know. So we've come to the close. I thank you for your participation. I don't know if you have any final statements or I would say things you would like to share with the audience, whether based on the topic or generally. You can just say a quick hello and say something to the audience, and then we can call it a day. Right. Do you have anything to say?
I'll say thank you. Keep listening to Yeshaya Kids Garden. It's a very informative platform, and there's a lot to gain. Come and engage us here. Let's hear your thoughts. We'll be here to take.
Okay, so I think we had a break there. So I don't know if you can still hear us. Okay, so thank you so much. I think we got the understanding of what you were trying to communicate. So, Mr. Briggs, do you have anything for the audience before we say goodbye?
Yes, I would thank the audience for also participating, and we also to encourage every one of us to have these discussions within our groups, within our society, communities, our friends, and our workplaces. We need to share ideas on how to move the country forward. We need to speak out against some of the ills of government, and flush out insecurity in our communities as well. So we are all working towards making Nigeria a better place, and I'm sure that everybody's efforts will go a long way, making Nigeria better and habitable for everyone, especially for kids. A lot of the youths today have grown up in Nigeria that was a bit tough, but it is also on us to make it more safe for the incoming generation. So thank you for this opportunity to express myself. I appreciate also my fellow contestants. It was enlightening listening to you speak on issues that affect the country. Thank you also to the hosts and everyone involved. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you very much. So thank you once again, and obviously just to follow through on what you said, this is the reason why this was incepted. We are on a mission to sensitize and basically change the narrative and steer people towards what to bring about development and a consciousness of thinking and a thought towards the collective, and that is why we're here discussing the issues that matter. And just to touch upon quickly what you just said, we are also here working on a new initiative, and that initiative is basically to have teenagers come on board to actually discuss this topic, and we're trying to sensitize teenagers to be more sensitive and to be more focused and also think of their brothers and also sisters and make sure that we have a good collectivity that favors everyone. So before we close, to say that this program is proudly sponsored by I would say distresssales.net. So without them, we wouldn't be here, and it's an honor to have the means to be able to also pay out the contestants, and it is thanks to DistressSales.net that we are here, and we would very much appreciate their support still going forward because we have a lot to do. So thank you so much, Mr. Yode Amole and Mr. Fubara Briggs. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here. I see you're very tired. I see you both are very tired, and I know it's. Thank you for being here, nonetheless. And sometimes, even if we're tired, we must discuss these things, and it's an honor. Thank you so much for making out the time. It means a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right, so do have a lovely day, and we would announce the victor in the coming days. So we are done for today. Have a lovely day. Bye bye. I'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hosting me on the program. It has been a wonderful ride so far. I want to thank everyone, including Mr. Brian, for joining in. And as my opponent, I respected all of his opinions. I still respect his opinions. Of course, the conversation was a very nice one. I enjoyed it personally, and I received the 10,000 naira cash prize. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Yasha Garden Kids. Thank you so much to the organizers and everyone. I'm so grateful. And what I can say to others or add to the topic of the day, which was discussed, was I want to add that despite how corrupt the system is, I believe that with every little step that we take, everything will change for the better. And if there's anything I want to tell the audience, anything I want anybody to know is please be yourself. Please be yourself. This country is not nice to anybody, so please be yourself. Thank you so much. God bless.